All right, well, the next thing I want to make, I don't have a pattern for, but I want to do a little bit of saddle stitching because like I said, I pretty well nailed the cross stitch at this point. So I want to do a little bit of saddle stitching. I want to practice cutting some stuff out again and doing a little more stitching. So what I was thinking is, this is a big old 1-inch framing chisel. I paid a lot of money for, so I'd really like to protect it. And I've got some timber framing projects coming up. Stay tuned. I'm thinking I can make a sheath for this. I'm not thinking anything crazy, just something that maybe folds in half and is stitched together and then covers, you know, somewhere maybe up to there. The only thing I have to figure out is how much like seam allowance I've got to give it. I'm thinking go more than I think I need and then I'll be safe. But yeah, let me grab a piece of leather, and I think what I'll do is probably just trace this and then kind of give myself a bit of seam allowance. Oh, and one thing I really want to do, sometimes if with sheaths, the ones I've seen have the corners of the sheath cut out, and so moisture doesn't get trapped in there and dirt and stuff doesn't get trapped in there because it's essentially just like a big sleeve. So we'll cut the corners off. Yeah, let's grab some leather. So that's just this little scrap piece. I don't think I'm gonna get too fancy going for, you know, the best of the best piece of that side, especially for, well, just a sheath. So I'm just gonna put a piece of tape. I want the thing to end kind of like somewhere in there. So I want it to come all the way up to here. And actually, I'm curious, instead of trying to finish that edge on the top, I may do a fold over type of deal. Oh wait, how would that work though? Because it would be inside out. All right, maybe I won't do that. Is that too boring though? Just the, what if I fold it in? That could be a thing. See, I kind of want that top seam to be something like that. All right, well, let's get our measuring stick out here and see. Holy cow, did I really just put that right at 6 inches? Okay, if I want the sheath to be 6 inches, and I want to fold it over, I need to double it, so that makes 12. I got all kinds of room. And then we're gonna need a little bit of extra room because we've got a bit of thickness on here. 3/8 of an inch, I think, at its thickest. I might give myself like a 1/2 inch on either side. Is that enough though? Yeah, that should be enough. Oh, I lied to you. This is an 1.5 inch. This is an 1.5 inch chisel. So let's do a 1/2 inch on either side, and that'll bring us right up to 2.5 inches. And we've got the width we want. For my little seam at the top, when I fold it over, why don't we do a 1/2 inch there too, just so everybody's all uniform. So we need another 1/2 inch on either side because that's gonna get folded, so another inch. So we're looking at, I'm just gonna mark those because I'll cut those out on my little chopping block sheet thingy I've got. That should be a little easier. Probably could have cut this strip instead of marking it, but hey. What I mean by, instead of using a square, I'll use this thing, is just line this up. Okay, so with any luck, that'll go there, that'll go there. We'll sew it up all pretty. So step one's gonna be sewing these guys. So this is gonna get folded over here a 1/2 inch. And one thing I've seen that people will do, especially with a seam like this, is, I think it's called skiving, but they'll thin this out, okay? So they use a special knife or a special tool to do so, kind of just basically take that leather and slice it in half to thin this backside out. And so when you fold it, it's, I guess, generally the same thickness as your regular stuff. This will make more sense once I do it. I don't have a skiving knife, but I do have some really sharp chisels. So I think if I just mark where I need to thin it out, I can do it with this guy. Well, we're gonna give it a shot either way. So it's gonna be 1 inch. I've got like a little chalk marker here from my wife's sewing kit, and I'm just gonna mark 1 inch on either side. All right, we're gonna use our knife, but we're just not gonna go all the way through. All right, so we've got kind of a slit right there and a slit right there, which doesn't go all the way through. And then we're gonna take this guy, in theory, and carve some of this away. See how it gets a little whiter right there? I think that's what we're going for. So now she's nice and thin, and we should be going for something like that. Let's do the other side too. All right, with that done, like most things it seems, we'll glue this up, let that dry, and then we'll give her a sew. Ooh, might have gone a little heavy with this, it's all right. A little fuzzies there. Okay, let's lay this thing over. That just makes a nice little edge. Looks like I could have thinned it out a little bit more right there, but. So that'll be what our top looks like. Man, I hope it fits. I hope I didn't go too skinny. We're gonna sew those. I mean, they're glued, but I want them sewn. So what we're gonna do here, use our little marking tool. Okay, so we'll punch those and we'll sew that up. All right, so we got those punched. So now we're gonna sew them up. Ready? I'm gonna show you the saddle stitch, what I know about it. Start on the second hole. Go through. Now go back to the first hole. Go through. Take your other needle, put it behind the first needle, pull that guy through, and then dive back into that hole in front or towards you of that previous thread. And when you get to this side, you take the thread that's already gone through, you pull it over your needle. Pretty well got it from there. Okay, now we're actually moving forward. Through the hole, back of the needle, pull it through, dive into the hole, here we go, and then pull this guy over. So now it's going through that loop. And then pull her tight, same thing. Through the hole, behind the needle, grab it, back through the hole, and we'll work our way all the way down. Shouldn't take too long, this is teensy teensy. It's pretty cool to watch people that are really proficient at this, just kind of zip through it. Last one here. And then, when we get to this guy, we'll go backwards a couple, I guess, is what I've seen. There. I like to, again, I've seen, I think you can, if you go back a couple, I think you can just cut those and burn them. I like to throw a square knot in there. I mean, I say I like to, I've only done this twice so far, but it just seems like it's a little bit more secure. And then I'll do the other side. But pretty cute little stitch there. And look, it almost gave that a bit of a curve. So when the two of those are together, we'll have an opening for our chisel, which will help us get it in there, hopefully. There we are. So both of our little seams are sewed up. And now this thing is going to go, boom, get folded and sandwiched in half. And then we're going to stitch down either side, right? And that should make our sheath. as always, first thing is glue. Once it's glued, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. So it'll be glued up, and then I'm actually just gonna take these corners off to leave a little bit of an air gap there. Oh, what a mess. Shoot. All right, well, there you have it. I did a little bit of a laser on the front there just to test it. Not everybody has that. I just got one in the shop, so I figured I'd try it out. Downside is it makes the shop stink real bad. So let's try this, okay? 1.5 inch chisel. And then that guy slides right on there. You'll see I did that little corner cutout thing, so it leaves like a little bit of an air gap in there. I think that's a good idea just for moisture escaping and whatnot, but I don't know. That's pretty much what I was picturing, and that will definitely work to protect this. So I will say the one thing I'm struggling with a little bit is burnishing the edges. Like they're not that glassy, smooth that you see, well, on YouTube. So I don't know. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong there. Again, I just put the burnishing gum on there and then use my Dremel to burnish it. So maybe it's too aggressive and it's making it kind of pill up again. I'm not entirely sure. But if you guys know, if you have experience with this, let me know in the comments. But I'm really happy with that top edge detail. That really came out nice. I know this is simple, but we're beginners, so. How utilitarian of me. I think this really deserved a really cool sheath. This is a nice chisel from Barr Tools, B-A-R-R. They make really good stuff, and I think when you call it's like a husband and wife. Super neat. So I just thought it deserved a handmade sheath, and that'll protect the blade. It'll protect my fingers when I'm rummaging through drawers. I just think it made a really cool project. So appreciate you watching. As always, everything I used is going to be linked down in the description. Feel free to subscribe and share it with your friends if you liked it. Leave me any comments. What do you want to see next? All right, we'll see you next time.